So, toast fellas, hard to paint,
cocktail players.
How you doing? Welcome to episode number 19 of Hard to Paint Real Talk. Today we're going to be discussing Colin Kaepernick and how he refused to stand for the national anthem with my hosts,
White Boy Dave.
Crispin Alapag.
And your name, motherfucker? What's your name?
Your name?
I damn near forgot it. Cedric Bello. Just fucking with y'all.
So what do you guys think about, Kaepernick not standing for the national anthem?
I'll stand for his ass now. No, I'm just playing. I mean, everybody got their own preference, I believe, I mean, like we said, I think Trump did it too, right? Nobody called him making a big thing, even though his reasoning for it had no purpose behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it and then I don't get it. I mean, but still, that's his preference.
Yeah. You
choose to do what you want to do. No one, I mean, everybody has, I was going to criticize, of course, about what their opinion of it is. Don't forget people, everybody have opinions like assholes, everybody got one. So just keep it as that and don't try to make it seem like this man just committed a fucking crime or some shit, you know what I mean? That's how I look at it. I have nothing really in depth to really say about it other than that was his choice.
Well, I have mixed feelings about it. I'm a strong believer in American, and I've been to a lot of different countries. We talked about travel tourism and going to different places and coming back to America important. But I'm also a firm believer in our Constitution. Our Constitution, it talks about freedom of speech. Okay, and that's what makes our country so strong. So if someone wants to rebel, I remember Muhammad Ali threw his gold medal inside the ocean and he was against going to the war. Right. Exactly. Everyone thought he was an idiot, and then all of a sudden he's a hero. So I really believe there's no way of expressing it being American unless you're following the Constitution. So by Kaepernick not saluting and putting his right hand over his heart and standing up for the national anthem, that's his preference. That's his way of rebelling, showing about Black Lives Matter and showing all the social maladies in America against people of color. That was his way. So I don't have a problem with it. I did at first, but then I heard him talk, and he was very articulate. I thought he was running for governor or mayor, the way he speaks and stuff. But I want to know, why is it always the light-skinned people that always are the people who are Malcolm X, Huey Newton, Kaepernick, Cedric Bello? They always are the ones that are pro-black, are the light-skinned ones.
I ain't pro-shit.
Okay, I just want to know. I just want to know, why is that when I start looking at stuff. But I think that that's our freedom of speech, First Amendment, and I think by him showing this has really brought it more light. Some negative stuff. He already has $12 million. $12 million guaranteed to him. So if they come tomorrow, he's gonna be okay. Yeah. He's an educated guy, or he's a Kappa, or he's an educated guy. So he's gonna be fine. Yeah. All right, if they cut him and they blackball him from the league. Now, the thing about it to me is, I stand up for him because he's standing up for something he believes in. Yeah.
What about honkies that is pro-black? Such as yourself. So he's talking about us light-skinned folks that are pro-black. What about you honkies out there that are pro-black?
Hey, I'm Jewish, first of all.
Last time I checked, every time there's a movie about saving some black lives, you motherfuckers are the stars in the fucking movie. You tell me the twist on that.
Hey, let me explain something.
The Last Samurai, a white dude. Tarzan, a fucking honky. What else? When a motherfucking kid go to college from Ole Miss, I forget his name, a honky. Sandra Bullock. So you honkies tell me that, are you pro-black motherfuckers?
Hey, let me explain something to you, young Jedi, first of all, okay? The Jews were the ones who started the NAACP. We're the founding fathers. Do your research, motherfucker.
And are Jews all white?
The first Jews, what? Well, there is, different tribes and different things.
Answer the question correctly.
But the ones who died during the civil rights were white. Yeah, motherfucker.
You said you wasn't white, you said you was a Jew. Ha! There you go, folks. Caught him.
White color, not white.
He said he was not a honky, but he's a lie. He's a honky with a big nose. That's
okay, I'll be not so sure. What are your feelings
about this? And he wears a yarmulke.
I have mixed, a mixed opinion about it. I do understand why he stood up. And he's trying to definitely shed some light on all the killings across the country with the police brutality, and a lot of the killings going on in Chicago, and I think it was like 300 in a month were killed in Chicago.
Rose's people just got killed.
Dwayne Wade. Yeah.
Dwayne Wade. Okay.
And so definitely something that I think the country as a whole we definitely want to shed a light on, and the only thing the thing that I have a mixed opinion about is that you don't stand for the national anthem, and I understand why he didn't stand. But on the flip side of it, there's a lot of Americans that died for our flag, and so for me, you still have to show respect for all of our countrymen that have died protecting our country. And so I really have mixed reviews about it, or mixed opinion about it. I do understand why, but on the flip side of it, I think about all the soldiers that go and fight for our country and leave their families and do everything they can to protect our freedom. To me, it's kind of disrespectful to them.
You talked about that.
Yeah, it's kind of disrespectful to them because they gave up their lives for the beautiful country that we live in. And granted, we're not perfect, but go live in another country. It's real fucked up in some other places around the world. And so, I have mixed.
There might have been a different way he could have shown that.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I mean, I get it. I understand why he did it. That, of course, that's his choice. We have freedom of choice and speech and expression, and so I get it. But
sexual preference, we have freedom of that.
Yeah. And then they're also saying, that when the national goes on, national anthem comes on, that Trump doesn't, put his hand over his heart, and they're like, well, why are we so focused on Kaepernick? This guy's running for the president of our country, and he doesn't even, show respect to our national anthem. And so that's something else. I'm like,
you're right. That's a great point.
You're talking about Kaepernick, but this guy's the leading.
Come on, people. Come on, get your head out your fucking ass. Just like my man Crispin said, that's a great fucking point, though. You criticize a football player, but you won't criticize or say anything about this motherfucker that's running for president, that he won't do it. So what does that say? That's going to be leading the United States of America. Yeah. Sounds like a little a backward type of thinking to me.
Biased opinion.
Yeah, it's very biased. I mean, that's fine too, but don't put so much effort on this young man for his thoughts and his beliefs. That's all I'm saying.
Now, as far as team, he's sorry as fuck. The 49ers suck. Okay, I'm a Raider Nation. You already know Raider Nation South LA. Shout out to my club.
Raider Nation.
The 49ers suck. Large cocks in the Castro district. That's why they're the 49ers. Excuse me, omit that. I love gay people. I love my friend Cedric, Sean Bello. I just wanted to speak on that.
He don't want to get started on the gay shit. But anyway, look at him. It's obvious. But anyway, look how he holds his cup. Now, getting back to the point. The point, like Crispin was saying, my brother Crispin was saying, those are valid points. You have to sit back and think about what you say before you say it. And then, of course, the way you say it. Yeah. Because, like I said, everybody has an opinion. That's what the world is made of. We all can agree to disagree on a variety of subjects. But don't try to bash this young man for his beliefs and how he felt. I do agree with what you said about standing up for those that have lost their lives for our country.
What about Tommy Smith when he raised his fist during the Mexico City games? Right. Carlos and even another guy, he got scrutinized by his country. Right. The white guy who took third place was there and took his medals off or whatever he did. And that was an expression back in the 60s. Yeah. The same thing that's going on against the Vietnam and stuff. And they're looked at as heroes. Right. Same thing with, as I said, with Ali. Yeah. His views, and everything comes back around. So if it brings light on the situation, to me, if it brings light, more stuff that's going to help with our police agencies not killing unarmed people and social maladies throughout inner cities, brown and black, then the power to it. Yeah. That's your First Amendment, freedom of speech.
I agree.
I mean, it hurts me that America. I just saw a tribute to an old Navy guy who couldn't make it. I posted it on Facebook, and they actually came and did a whole presentation and shook his hand. It was an old veteran. Yeah. So I can understand why people would feel offended, especially military vets and people who have been in the military and have died, have lost family members. And,
and that's why I say I have a mixed opinion about it, because I do understand, why he did that, and that's definitely something that's very, very important to what's going on in our country today. But on the flip side of it, with all the veterans and people that that gave their lives for our country, at the end of the day, you have to show respect to them, because they're the ones that allow us to have the freedom that we have and do everything that they can, risk everything to protect our freedom.
Didn't they give our freedom almost so we could have a First Amendment freedom of speech? They actually fought so he can not put his hand over his arm.
That's correct.
And so he doesn't have to stand on national. That's what they're fighting for too. Yeah. you know, if you really look at it, that's what they're fighting for. Other countries try to be like us.
Yeah.
You know, look at the Soviet Union. They went from a communistic country straight to a democratic because they wanted to follow in our footsteps. I mean, when you travel to different countries, you see how much they love America. You know, and the people, because they want it to be free, even though we're not free 100%, because there's still a lot of problems within, you know, our government, the way it's structured.
Because if we were actually free, we would actually be able to move and do the things that we really like to do in the society. Of course, there's supposed to be stipulations. I do agree with that. You have to have some type of order. But if you have no order, of course, you have chaos. You know, so therefore, you know. But from what my two partners were saying here is that I would like to say thank you for those that do take that initiative to go and serve for our country.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we commend you and we thank you.
Yep.
Because without you, there is no us. You know, so it goes both ways.
For sure.
And you know, we just want to express our feelings on how we feel about the views of what other people say, and give it to you, like we say, pardon the pain.
Keep it real talk.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for watching episode number 19 of Hard to Paint Real Talk. Again with my host,
White Boy Dave,
Crispin Alapag.
Cedric, Bello, y'all.
Until next time, catch us on either YouTube or on Facebook, and follow what we're doing. And if you have any opinions, definitely be sure to leave some comments on our thing. So again, peace. You guys take care. See you later.